Good morning. I wanted to give you all an update. A lot of work happened yesterday, and a lot of work's about to happen today. We did get, as you can see, driver's side floor pan is pretty much spot on, and as far as measurements go, we got it tacked in pretty good. I don't think it's going anywhere at the moment. This will all be welded solid all the way around. The hardest part of this, if you're going to put floor pans in, you have to trim these things. And if you're like us and you had to do repair to down here for the lip, because it usually rots there on a lot of these I'm seeing, you're out, even if you grind everything down perfectly, the tolerances are a hair different from stock. So getting everything to fit perfect is sometimes a challenge. And it's interesting because this floor pan kind of fought us. We put the passengers on, and short of trimming just right here, just an 1/8 inch off of here so it slides down a little better, it fits absolutely perfect the first time. Numbers are right, the lot. So kind of an interesting deal. Now, for those of you that are wondering how we're doing this, we made a video when we first took the body off the frame and this was sitting outside. And so we did measurements. I'll show you these first. We went from, where's the tape? We measured from here to the end, right there. That was one measurement. Another measurement was the hole right here across to the edge. Another that we did that kept us straight was in the indentation here. So this is where the shifter is. This indentation here down low where it sits flat, we were shooting for 25 and an eighth. And then you'll want to take another measurement from here to here to this lip. Okay, the lip right here. Now, if you get those measurements, that's going to keep you pretty true. We took clamps. We started at the back. We got the back at 22, clamped it right here. Okay, and then kind of worked it a little bit, came up to the front and tried to get this front measurement right. And when those two were right, we were pretty much dead on it right here. Then the other thing that we did, see my breakfast, we made a sketch of the pan. So front, moving back, and then different measurements. So if you guys are looking for measurements, this is what we had. Sorry for the shaking. So that we knew we had more than just those original measurements. We could actually go to the holes from the tunnel over to, like, say this one is 23, right? To here to there is 23. To this, and if you buy these floor pans, they've got indentations in them. They're dimpled, but you will have to drill your own holes for the body bolts. So, but the good news about that is it gives you room to play, right? If you're off a little, you're going to be all right. And the other good news about this is the body bolt, even if you were off an eighth, the washer for the body bolt is literally this big. It's that wide, and it fits this whole channel pretty much, right? So most of you guys know this, but for those of you that don't, so it's very forgiving. You have some wiggle room to actually, if you're off a little bit here, you can actually make it fit under there. So you got some room. So just wanted, we watched a lot of videos. Not a lot of people kind of talk you through how the hell to do the floor pans. A lot of guys, say they can do it in 10 minutes in their backyard, and probably can if you've done it a bunch. But the important thing to know here is they're not coming perfect from the factory. You will have to trim them. You will have to make sure your measurements are somewhat close. You want your front here, right there, to be pretty close. You want your rear here to be pretty close. We still have to doctor ours up, so please excuse the nastiness. But, you know, I figured you guys might actually need some numbers. They might vary, but I doubt they vary by much. But that's how we did it. You know, making sure that you have good, clean surfaces to weld to is incredibly important. I will probably, just from a lesson from doing this one, when I do the passengers, and actually when I finish this up, I think I'm going to go around and clean this up to bare metal where I'm welding, just to get a cleaner weld. Just take a little die grinder or something and get that, you know, because every single time we welded it, it wanted to catch on fire. So you'd have a little flame, and then you're like, okay, and you're just waiting. It just stinks up the garage. And it still might do that, but it wouldn't hurt. So yeah, the videos I have seen, one of the two pans fits better than the other every time. So keep that in the back of your head. But this is how we're doing ours. You know, the first thing was to repair, the Napoleon's hat was shot, was gone. This front piece was gone on both sides. This side had the fuel where it sat there, it had killed it and rusted out. The other side was the brake fluid. That definitely did it. We're lucky enough these were in good shape. We've got some pieces to put in here. We're gonna make for here. But it's a tank. That's 16 gauge, you can see. Yeah, that's some heavy duty shit right there. And you know, it's overkill for sure, but it's what we did. And then this is 1/8 inch thick, 3/4 by 3/4 angle. And if you're looking for something like that, and the reason for that is this lip is 3/4. This lip right here is 3/4. So it gave you kind of a factory lip, and on ours, we needed to come up 3/4 of an inch just because of rust up to about here. So it worked out perfect. If you're looking for that angle, when I say angle, I mean this guy. This is what you're looking for. I got it at Home Depot. I found that the Home Depot here in Spring Hill, Florida has a much better metal selection than Lowe's, so which is across the street. So started at Lowe's, they didn't have anything. Went over there, they had this. It was a little thick. An 1/8 is a little thick, but it's the best you're gonna find. It does work. And if you cut this out and you make it flush on the outside and weld it from both the inside of the tunnel and the outside of the tunnel, you're totally fine, and it's an absolute tank. This thing ain't going anywhere. So, yeah. So that's what we got here. Today, we're going to get that floor pan into here and tacked in. That's the plan for today. I'm going to continue cleaning up back here. You can see it's starting to come around a little bit. I'm gonna take these control arms or trailing arms, whatever you want to call them, off. I need to put the new bushings in here on both sides. I did get my clutch cable wing nut came in, the accelerator cable cover, and the boot, the rubber boot that they slide into came in. So that's all here and new. I also got, what else came? I got one of the two emergency brake cables, and I also got the heater control cables. So all of that's going to be new, and the grommets and so on. We also got our all metal came in, which is basically metal Bondo, more or less. So we had some some issues on the bottom down here. We wanted to clean up on the bottom side of the frame, right in this area, but on the bottom side. So we got that, and then we'll also use it when we're doing, you know, these. We'll cut this out and fix it and everything, but it just gives it a. We like it. We've always used it on our street rods, like this one. That's one of ours. You know, and it's always worked well for us. Along with pour 15, I'll probably get a quarter pour 15 here today or tomorrow, and hit some of these rusty areas, and just clean them up, because you can do body work and paint over them. So that's happening. I want this to be as right as I can possibly make it, so that if you wanted to take it to a car show, park it in front of a bunch of guys that knew Volkswagens and Volkswagen things and everything else, they would hopefully look at you and go, that was a really good repair that was done on it, and that's a nice car. That's the goal here. To not embarrass anyone and be like, why on earth did they do that, or why didn't they do this? You're always going to have that a little bit, but try to keep it as right as we can. So that's that. I did yesterday. I took the steering box off the old beam. That was fun. I got the tranny out of the shed. So the transmission for this is painted and sitting there. I just got to clean it. It's all dusty. But I got my steering box. So another thing I'm doing today is cleaning all this grease out of the steering box, cleaning this up. Nice, huh? But it works really well. There's no weirdness, so it works really good. I'm just gonna clean all that crap out of it, and then put new grease in it. And I have a new paper gasket coming. Then I'll put the top on, and then I also have, when I mount it right here, the bracket. I bought that MP chrome bracket. I think it's chrome or stainless, but it's shiny just for something. And it might not even fit, I have no idea. But if it doesn't, I have the stock one and it's in good shape. But this was my coupler. There's a lot of things on this were not great, that we are trying to make great, as far as metal work, and some rust on things that some of them probably don't have rust in these places, but this one did, just where it sat. Little backstory on this. I went to buy my wife's 74 Super Beetle convertible from this guy, and it's rough as a cob too, but she wanted a convertible, and we didn't have a lot of money at the time, but this thing was $500 or something. So we picked it up. But while we were there, here sat this Volkswagen thing, and I don't know why, but I kept going over to it, and I just knew the guy was talking about cutting this thing up and selling it off for parts, and I just couldn't do that. So I bought this for $300, and rougher than a cob, full of crap inside. I mean, it was just terrible. And it sat for a year while my wife's a travel x-ray CT tech, so we went up to Portland, Oregon, and spent 3 months there, and then did 6 months in Taos, New Mexico, as I collected parts. And we came home, and I said, I'm going to build it. I'm going to save it. We're going to sell it. Somebody will really enjoy this. And, at least it lives to fight another day. There's just not a bunch of these out there, and I just think they're cool. So that's the reason we're doing this. That's kind of the backstory of how we got this. It wasn't a planned thing. It just happened to be sitting in a guy's backyard, and in the weeds and nasty, and It was this tan color. I think you guys saw it. I think I did a video of it before I took it all off, but it was this color. It was just gross. And what made it look like hell is that it had tan, bright yellow, and white for some reason. I believe it's originally a white thing. That's what I think it was originally. But it's going to go flame red, a Dodge flame red. We have gallons and gallons of it from my dad's truck. For those of you that don't know what flame red is, that big red truck's flame red. So that's the color it's going. Now it's dirty and faded and everything else, but that's the color that we're going to paint that guy. So yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'll probably post another video tonight or tomorrow, kind of show you guys the other floor plan. I have a GoPro style camera that I'm trying to learn how to use. So far I haven't been able to do almost anything with it, but I haven't really tried that hard either. But we got a new laptop for editing, and we have the new camera that I would really like to start doing time lapses of us actually doing it, and then be able to edit in things like I just told you, like us putting these pans on, how we did it, right? So that's coming. I'm working on that in between doing 500 other things. But for now, I'm just doing updates, kind of show you what we got, where we're going. You know, the next car in, for those of you watching, is going to be a 1965 Chevy Chevelle Malibu SS, true SS car, two-door coupe. And we're going to be, I've decided I'm going to keep that car. I'm going to sell my Chrysler 300, which is outside, and I'm going to build the 65 Chevelle. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it a Z16 clone. So that's they made 201 of them. It's the 396 big block, 4-speed, 12-bolt car with a lot of options. And I've actually found, God bless the guy that sold us the car. He's got a set of the doors with the power windows, with everything that I'm buying from him. He's also got the 12-bolt rear end that I'm trying to buy from him, the right 12-bolt. You know, he had a perfect trunk lid we just got. I'll do a whole nother video on all that parts haul we just got on for that. But yeah, so we're just going to keep cranking these out and making videos. If you guys could please like these and subscribe, that would help me a lot. I'm trying to get this channel going. I think right now we have 20 subscribers, give or take. I could use a whole lot more if I can get them. I plan on making almost daily content, or every other day, and showing you how we do things, how to use a bead roller, right? This thing was amazing when it made the pan that went under here. I've got some videos on, I did a short on that. We made the transmission tunnel bottom. And speaking of that, if you guys have a thing or a beetle, okay, that needs the bottom of the tunnel, okay, not this, but the bottom side, okay, that goes back to here. Typically they rot on a lot of these because they've just been parked outside and just rot. If you need that piece, we did one hell of a job on the one we made. I can make these if you guys need them. So I plan on making probably 5 or 6 just for now, and I'll put them up on the Samba and whatnot if you guys are interested in them. But they'll be a little, you'll have to trim them, or I can make them exact the way they need to go. You all tell me. But I can make these with the bead rolls in them to look like factory. So that part, which I know a lot of guys just put flat steel, heavier steel, this, that, and the other. If you're like me and you want it to look as close to factory as possible, we can make them. So if you need that, let me know. Another thing that we're making are these pieces here for where the convertible top frame would sit, or convertible top would sit. We're gonna bead roll these, cut them down to length and the whole deal, to do the repairs for this, because from what I've seen, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think I am, they don't exist. So if you're like me and you have rot here and not sure what exactly to do and you're looking for kind of a cost-effective way to do this, let me know, and we will help you out. We'll help each other out. And not looking to get rich or anything, just looking to help you guys out, because it's not too difficult to make, and man, it really cleans it up when you put it on, though. I mean, this was my, look at that thing, Swiss cheese. That was the bottom of my tunnel. But I can reproduce that piece with all the bends and everything in it, all the beads right here. Got a sheet metal brake over there. Got everything here to do it. So if you're looking for something like that, not sure how the hell you're gonna fix something like that, or you know what you're gonna do, just hit me up in the comments, and I'll see if I can't make a setup for you, and we'll figure it out. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. I am going to get to it, get this thing up in the air, and start working on this gearbox here. This nasty job this is going to be. So you guys hang in there, and I will give you a update video here shortly. This will be floor pans part A, because you know we only got one side of it on, but part B, you know, should be interesting. I'll make it a lot better. And again, if you guys need these, if you need to pause your screen, these are the numbers that we had. DR's driver's side, front. So if you're looking at the frame here, this is how this would go, okay? Those are the numbers we had. So now mind you, like the 25 is to the end of here. These here are to the center of the bolt holes, okay? So that's the numbers that we have and that we're going with. Hopefully it all works. But yeah, I will hit you guys up here later on today and show you what we got done. Have a great day.